Today's the day we aim for a true ending. You ready? Welcome back to Dat Game, the show where we take a look at video games with sexy, sexy covers. I'm Shades, and today we're going to be taking a look at a game that has taken not only my attention, but my heart. NieR Automata. Most people have been seeing NieR Automata around, what with her butt, well, her two-butt, and the sexy pictures of her floating around your local burus. But today I'm going to give the sexiness meaning, because this game is appealing in more than just sexiness. I won't spoil anything major about the game. To be honest, I actually want you to stop watching this review and go out and buy the game and play it for yourself. I know, right? I would normally not say that, especially with the YouTube adpocalypse going on, but this game is worth it. It's been at the back of my list ever since I heard about its demo, and even when we first got wind of the upskirt mechanic. Even then I still didn't know much about it, but now I know so much more. It has not just meaning, but it's something I need to share with you. Before we dive into the game, I actually want to talk about the creator and the franchise itself. Don't worry, we'll get to the lighthearted stuff soon. Yoko Taro is known in Japan for designing video games with some of the most strange design choices. For instance, he likes to create thick character story arcs, and uses a technique coined as backward script writing, where the ending is shaped and the world is formed around it. This creates elements where the player forms an emotional connection, and also is shown what Yoko believes his feelings of life and death truly are, which gives the game a dark but clever tone. Each game is not just created a part of a universe, but a world that he himself has become one with. The series starting with the Dragon Guard games, creating the beginnings of not just his style, his creative narrative, and even some sex appeal along the way. Now, these games have multiple arc endings, spawning not into just other games, but books and even audio plays that drive the story forward, which is some next level shit. As the era and time of the world of Dragon Guard continues, we are led into the era of NieR. Or in Japan, it was split into NieR Replicant and NieR Gestalt, which resulted in these games serving as an indirect sequel to NieR Automata. Don't worry though, playing Automata is just as fun without knowing this, but true fans of Yoko's work will enjoy all the story connections and the continued references in the same universe. But if you're keen to dive into the crazy universe and learn more, check out this video by Valkyrie Aurora, who covers the entire lore leading up to Automata. She did one hell of a job with this video, and it explains everything. But don't worry, you don't have to play any of those previous games in the series. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this review of NieR Automata. So you first notice that not only is the game published by the team at Square, but it's been created by the peeps over at Platinum Games. Fuck! It's a winner! Pleasing, boys! Okay. Let's break it down first. We open with the voice of 2017's newest waifu, 2B, talking about life and death, and its cruel, sick joke that a so-called god has punished us with.
Is this a curse? Or some kind of punishment? I often think about the god who blessed us with this cryptic puzzle, and wonder if we'll ever have the chance to kill him.
Ha! Sucked in, girl! I'm gonna be a pair of shades and a brain in a jar! A jar filled with my own cum! Now, for a game by Platinum Games, hell, a game that has sold itself on some heavy sword combat, you wouldn't expect it to start as a top-down space bullet hell shooter. Already, this game has thrown a curveball at me, and has got my mind racing. So we press ahead, heading towards our mission objective. Operation Fan Service. But before we even land, this shit so smoothly switches to side-scrolling bullet hell before we crash and eject on some full-on fan service in the face of our girl, 2B.
Activating short-range attack gear.
Fuck already? Now the main combat. Let's talk about 2B's movement. Simple in design, it has a standard and heavy attack with 2 weapons selected, one moving fast and one more slow but powerful. You can chain these puppies together to create some devastating blows on your enemies. Your third form of attack is your pod. Floating beside you, he can shoot and use special pod chips to perform special attacks, such as a focus beam or a series of slashes to the enemy. This can be toggled to manual or automatic, depending on your choice of play. Using the mouse wheel, we can open up our inventory to use items we've acquired, such as recovery items and buff items. But before we've settled down from the clash of air combat and tutorial movement, we're greeted by a giant digging wheel of death. Which you take down with the help of NieR, or I like to call Raiden Light. If you remember Raiden from the Metal Gear series, he has the same sort of personality, but with a lot less ugh. Oh, shut up, Rose. Ugh. And more shy and caring. You'll see what I mean.
You're 2B, right? My name's NieR. I'm here to provide support.
Copy that.
So, was that big old buzzsaw the Goliath you came here to take out?
No, just another defensive system.
Oh, well, I guess we have to find the target then, huh?
NieR ventures forth to track down our target while we get to know more about our system. In our menu, we have access to our map, which can be updated as we progress throughout the world. Our list of quests, active and main, items from quest items and materials, weapons where we can not only learn about what we are swinging, but the story behind them, and of course our system of chips, but we'll get to that later. Just take a moment to breathe in this visual. Look at the detail of this game that it's thrown at us. I mean, you can see the booty game is strong. I mean, really fucking strong. They weren't lying about that. She's already such an appealing new character in the DAC community. But you notice something else? Yeah, they actually put detail into this game too. Platinum Games knows exactly what they're doing when they're melding sex appeal and gameplay. As we make our way through the factory, I gotta say something about the camera. It's one of the most fluid cameras I've seen. And again, not just butt stuff. I mean, I love butt stuff. Butt stuff is good. But the transitions from side-scrolling to top-down and angles is beautiful. How so many games get this wrong blows my mind. But to the team here, it's fucking perfect. So smooth in changing the game's style in the flick of a frame. The other thing is depth. The game has a great way of showing depth in side-scrolling to third person. Reminds me of scenes from Oddworld, showing the scope of the game and the overall size of the world. Making it to the edge of the world, it seems we find our target is nowhere to be seen.
There should be another facility across that bridge. It's a bit of a hike, but should we check it out? It's not like Command to get a location wrong. I guess even they get bad intel from time to time, huh?
I wouldn't bet on that.
Okay, it's not that. But what it is something that kicks my fucking ass. Which results in me beating the game. Wait. Well, sort of. This game has a way with endings. Well, the series does, with leaded endings. Which this ending of death results in the game ending. That's fucking cruel! But you have piqued my interest, you sexy tin can you! And there is an ending for every letter of the alphabet, from true endings, bad endings, and even joke endings. You're probs thinking, that's a lot of work, but trust me, you can achieve some of these during your main run through of the game, and the dark comedy of this game shines through. It's worth trying to find them all. So restarting the game, I used the auto chip set for the hard area I was struggling with. Basically, it blocks attacks and shoots where I need to. In other words, it plays a perfect game for you without the effort of sucking an egg. But after that shit, I just sold the chips. I ain't no baby. I need some G's! Bosses in the game show a great deal of size, from finding a mere arm on the ground to being a mere blip on its radar as it shoots you out of the sky.
Transform and roll out!
Optimus Plus!
In order for them to win, they must destroy themselves via destruction.
This is going to end well. The black box.
Oh, of course. That's why the black boxes, they look exactly like the Allspark that Optimus is after. Bro, no wonder they're jacking your steed, Cracker. Oh, hell no!
Never fear though, as NieR has uploaded our thoughts to the space station where we reside, and thus, the story starts to come together.
Autobots and Decepticons are fucking everywhere! There's rusty robot cum all over the place!
Well, no. So a race of aliens descended onto Earth, bringing with them robots to wipe out the human race. In an effort to survive, humans evacuated to the moon while the last remaining hope lies in their mission of sending androids to fight the robots and discover the whereabouts of the aliens. Hopefully bringing peace to the planet and a future for mankind.
You can't tell me that on the entire fucking planet there is not one little scrape, one little morsel of rusty robot cum out there somewhere. Come on, man!
The commander of the Yohara space mission has decided to send us back to Earth to do some recon and help with the ground troops. We take flight to Earth and breathe it all in on the way.
Make sure to commit them to memory.
Roger.
The city ruins. A city once filled with life, now reduced to a concrete jungle. And we get to explore this entire plane. But first we need to do some Terminator shit. You see these robots? These are in-game players that have died in certain areas. You can harvest their bodies for resources or reanimate their bodies for battle, which proves to be an eerie experience. Knowing these players died here brings tension up as to how or what happened, and who they were, though some of the names kind of lose that edge. Now, running out into the open city, we notice the majesty of the world, but also the beauty that 2B brings to it.
And I don't just mean her ass.
Well, there is the beauty she is as an android, and this stunning environment, but it's this.
This here? This is my new fetish.
This here shows they knew exactly what they were doing when creating 2B for this game. Fucking tasty.
I'll take my wife for the go, please. Thank you.
Now here on Earth is where the true game begins, as this here is our battleground for the sandbox experience. The map below is just a slice of what the game has, from its sunny yet concrete jungle, to the forests that have swallowed the landscape, and even the desert that has a feeling of loneliness to it, that conveys more words than I could even imagine. The music is fucking magic. I don't normally talk about the music in DAC games, but here it's stunning. You can tell the music was written with each scenario in mind, from battle scenes and showing the emptiness of the human race. I actually get emotional just listening to this.
That and that butt. Butt's beautiful, man.
Exploring the city, we complete a few missions for the space station and the Resistance. May they be escort missions or intel, they all convey a level of importance. These vending machines here are our checkpoints or our fast warp locations, and these are the only places to save. Keep in mind that while playing, there is a good reason it doesn't autosave. I know that it sounds odd that a game of this level doesn't have an auto feature, but it's part of what makes the game work. Doing a few missions, we unlock some stores and maintenance shops. Here we can buy weapons from the old world, also upgrade our blades, buy upgrades for our pod to give him a good burst attack, or even buy upgrades for ourselves using materials we've found and money we've gained. The chip set is vital in this game. It helps you to create the perfect character. The bar on the right shows how many chips you can fit into your system. The more you level, the more you can fit in. So it pays to take the time to set the skills and traits you want. You can swap these at any time or create custom chipsets for certain battle situations, so don't be afraid to create sets that fit your style of play. One of my favourite endings comes from the chip menu. You can actually destroy your OS chip that runs too big, causing the game to end. It shows that there are some endings that have tongue-in-cheek.
Wouldn't mind a tongue in her cheek.
Let's talk mounts. Yeah, you can ride animals in this game too. By buying musk and some bait, you can tame the beasts and ride them to locations, which proves to be
Quite convenient.
Oh yeah!
Another side quest is fishing. Yeah, saving the world, and we have time to cast a line for some fish. Talk about priorities. Well, this can earn you some extra cash on the side, and you can build your fish portfolio while you're at it.
And at this stage, fishing in the game doesn't seem as weird as all the other things we've seen. It's kind of a fresh break from all the action and adventure the game has to offer. Just casting a line out into the open, quiet world.
Heading to the desert to take out some of the robot groups and sliding around in the sands of time, we end up in a valley of robots that talk, which starts to add a feeling to the game. A feeling like robots could actually have feelings within themselves.
Don't listen to them, 2B.
It actually makes you think. These robots, they have feelings, they care, they have a passion.
They're just imitating human speech. Let's take them out.
I fucking knew it! They're fucking robot rustages all over the fucking place! Go, son! Fucking slam that robot pussy!
What's happening?
An android?
It's a boy!
Yeah, talk about throwing you through a loop, huh? Just when you thought the game had everything figured out, the story throws this confusing twist at you. Robots are creating androids of their own, and with Lego crotches. Those monsters. We managed to escape the smooth crotch bot and report our findings.
I mean, how do you explain what we saw? Not that, the birth thing!
Things get even more weird and wonderful when we discover an amusement park outside the city limits, run by friendly robots that have defected from the aliens. This side alone, standing outside, the game is just fucking majestic. It's like Disneyland. Hell, I swear the whole place is modeled after Disneyland. There's not been many times I've stopped and looked at an environment in a video game and breathed it in. Not since Rayman 3, when you approach the Tower of Light, did I stare upon its gaze and think, wow, it's honestly beautiful. And it throws you through a moral loop. Can we trust the ones that have been fighting us? I mean, they look like the rest of them, but they seem friendly. What do we do? This is a perfect example of what this game is great at doing. Storytelling in the most beautiful and thoughtful way possible.
Let's play, let's play, let's sing, let's sing, let's play, let's play, let's play.
These machines are heavily armed. We'll regret it later if we let them escape. So let's take them out.
Now, one thing you peeps have been dying for me to talk about is the self-destruction mechanic. A way to take out surrounding enemies and still see the smooth textures of 2B. But there is something about her dress I actually love more. Something about only just peeking at her butt that I could almost dismiss the clothing removing mechanic.
But hey, I ain't complaining. I got to see some raw ass.
I travelled further in my review, past this place and further down the story rabbit hole. Beyond to a forest ruled by a king, a village of androids, and more weird oddities.
But I can't actually spoil it for you. I'd regret it if I did.
You can tell I've fallen in love with this game. It's so underrated in my eyes. It needs to be on more lists. The cover alone piqued my interest. The sexiness of 2B and the character designs got my eyes alert, but what made me melt into the screen was, I'm looking into one hell of a world, and an amazing story. With its amazing graphics, its diverse gameplay, camera changes that are so fluent, boss battles that are out of this world, sex appeal brimming throughout, it stole my time. With its dark and almost weird humor, its stellar music score, and its thick story and even thicker 2B design, this game, no, this isn't a game, it's an experience, and I'm so happy to share it with you all, because you need to take the time to play this game, because it has stolen my heart. Even if you're just in it for the gameplay, or even just to get some sex appeal, trust me when I say that the game's story and everything else it has to offer will keep you engaged throughout the entire playthrough. And even when you're done, the New Game Plus and multiple endings, playing as other characters, Easter eggs and more, will keep you busy. I wish I could say more, but it would ruin the experience of seeing more of this game and what other ways it lets you play and explore. Even the hacking minigames, hell, I could talk about this game forever, but I need you to see it for yourself. I would take that away from you if I talked about it any longer. Trust me, this game is pleasing. A perfect balance of sexiness, gameplay, and story rolled into one hell of an underrated game.
I hope you enjoyed today's review of NieR Automata. Well, it's not really today's review, I actually recorded this yesterday. I'm currently out doing something else. But until next time, I'm Shades, and remember, you get what you paid for. Good night.
I didn't expect you to get here so soon, though I think I'm ready to hatch.
Well, I've been kind of busy.
Years it's taken for me to lure you here.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of big-breasted games to review out there.
So, why did you stop?
Because just when I start to fucking forget you, you show up. And you took Shady away.
She didn't exist. She was a program created by me.
But why?
Because I love to watch you break. I love to watch you squirm. Because I wanted to break your fragile soul.
That can't be. You can't have just materialized on my fucking computer, Rule 63'd me, just to fuck with me and make a new Shady.
No. To make another you. All that rage built up inside, I just had to have it. So that day, I copied you. The Rule 63 thing was just a side effect. The Shady I program was a test of that code. Didn't you wonder why she got along with you so well?
You know once we go through this, you'll never be able to go back, right?
I do. But I have one question.
Yeah, shoot.
So who were you before you became Shades?
To be honest, I don't really know. Tits and ass kind of erased all those memories. She was me?
A part of you. And a part of some code I created to make you open your heart. And it worked.
Who are you?
Me? I don't really have a name. I'm just a line of code that happens to flow through your etchy-filled computer. Though you and Specs have called me Spectre.
This whole red-headed Shady thing, you got me scanning this gun for clues, which I have found.
Uh-huh.
Which clearly leads to some kind of threat being that Spectre thing.
But now, I go by Undershades.
The fuck?
Stand still so I can take my place as you, so I can start to infect this world. What is that?
Oh, you mean this? Oh, this is just my gun.
Where did you get that?
Well, it came from me. Well, Shady. Well, this came from we bumped and grind and stuff happened. Well, this gun came from my dick. The game came from your vagina. I'm assuming because we fucked that there's a reason for this. So yes, I do.
She planted code in you.
Planted a code in me? Ew!
That gun is not yours. Hand it over.
Sure.
Wait. Is that...
Eat lead, motherfucker!
Well, see, here's the thing. I copied over a slither of Shady's data, you know, when she was dying in the fucking warehouse?
Fuck you.
On the plus side, you do look pretty good with shades on. But there's only one shade. And that should just about do it.
Seriously, Specs is gonna kill you when she finds out you've been tinkering with her shit.
Yeah, shush you.
Well, I'll be dead.
This is between us, okay?
No sane person's gonna believe me.
Thank you.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you want to keep up to date with the latest DAC goodness, click the subscribe button, and don't forget to click like on this video. Also, if you guys want to see some exclusive and uncensored DAC game episodes, including extra content, you can support us on Patreon. And if you want to wear DAC game, you can head on over to our store and get some sweet Shady shirts and merch. Thanks again for watching.